She's been there, done that, and now she's set for the big leap. On Duologue NXT, I explored the real mind of the real star, Shalini Passi. Is self-discovery her big calling? Or will cinema and OTT define her next gig? Let's dream her future together. This is Duologue NXT with me, Barun. Shalini, welcome to Duologue NXT.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me here.
I will start with a very basic question. Is art curation a profession or a passion?
So I don't take it as curation. This is a word that somehow everybody has learned in the recent years. Being an art curator is actually a profession which many people follow. And I don't take myself as a curator, but more as a collector of art. Curators do more museum shows, or they put together a gallery program. For me, it's a very personal journey.
Okay, so I put it this way, correct me if I'm right or wrong, that curator are ones who would accumulate, who would collect, who would nurture, curate.
Absolutely.
Create a market for that, create a distribution platform like an art gallery or exhibition.
Yes.
And they make money out of the investment that they have made in art.
So for me, solely it is personal. The collection is curated for myself, for my understanding, for my joy, and for me to be able to promote either contemporary Indian art or certain design movements.
Okay. So now once again, Duologue NXT is where I speak to super achiever women, those who have another innings. They're at the verge of their second act. They're at a point of inflection. In fact, they are ready for the next big league, which is all these apply to you too. And women like you, I think whatever you do, and I have deepest regard and respect for women like you, who are extremely powerful. And with power comes responsibility. Powerful in the sense that you have the capability to influence millions of women. And therefore, I think somewhere tacitly a responsibility also would be there on you to come on shows like that where women can learn and inspire. They take their guidance from where to take their career to.
So actually, when I did the show and when I was running into the ocean, it was not really like I was being irresponsible by jumping into the ocean when there's a storm, but it was actually an act of defiance.
So nobody had thought that.
So it was actually an act of defiance, and sometimes what happens is that women are, we ourselves, we are, though we don't say it openly, but women are doing these things which they're defying in a way. We just have to pick up the signs because of societal pressure or family pressure, they're not able to do it in the open or say it the way they want to say it, or sit on a protest or write articles. But some women paint, some dress in a certain way. So it's all there. Coming on a platform where women are inspired it's a very big responsibility for me. When I feel now, my intention was never to inspire. My intention was never to become like an icon for women. My intention was to just lead my own life, just lead my own life in a way which I feel satisfied. And now when I see that it has inspired women, and I'm so happy and I'm grateful for that. And I definitely want to continue. That's why I do a lot of the talk shows. That's why I come on a lot of the platforms where I'm speaking to women. I'm actually, cutting out on time with family and friends and traveling to cities like Indore, Jaipur, Calcutta. Like I've been to Calcutta almost 4 times, and every time there were about 300, 400, 500 women, and the organizations had to actually stop registration because they said the hall capacity was 500 and we'd already touched 500.
Okay, the show has brought about a sea change in your life, right? You have now become a celebrity, known to people. People want to know more about you. How did the show happen? Did it just happen, or you worked towards it?
So the show, I came in the 3rd season, of the show, and I was asked to come in the second season as well at the end, where Bhavna and Chunky renew their vows. But I was in London getting an award for art and philanthropy in the House of Commons.
So the call just came to your secretary?
No, so the second season I couldn't make it because I was traveling. That was during the pandemic. It was short. I was actually traveling extensively through India, trying to shoot basically something like a travel and a cultural show.
You're producing it?
No, I was just shooting it myself and seeing how what can be done. Whether
like a hobby?
Of course, I have many hobbies. The show actually happened, I mean, I was at Manish's party, Manish Malhotra, who's a designer, and he's a very dear friend. And, Manish said some exciting shows, something's coming your way. And, like for many years, not many years, forever, my friends would pull my leg, you should go into movies, what are you doing here? Why are you becoming an artist? Why are you an art collector?
You were good in acting? No, but I heard that you were very scared about remembering the lines.
So they would say, oh, but you should be in films and you're such a good dancer and singer. But I'm not even, I'm not a singer. And I actually had the phobia of the camera till 2018. The simple reason being I didn't like the way I looked on camera. I looked very intense, because I wanted to look very pretty, but when I face the camera, my eyes look very intense, and I think that strong woman which I saw on camera, that the camera picked up, I didn't like.
Oh, you didn't like that strong woman, and this is your own perception.
I didn't like my nose. I thought my nose looked big and my eyes looked too intense, and so I thought that this camera just doesn't do justice to me, and I obviously looked little bigger than how I was. Then in 2018, I thought like it's for me, life has always been about things like overcoming your challenges and fears. So 2018, I, started experimenting with taking pictures, hearing my own voice.
Completely self-motivated.
Driven
by internal motivation.
My entire journey, I think, has never been for anything like a prize or accolades, though I love getting all the awards that I get. But my motivation has always been learning and inner journey. Like if it's exciting me, like I felt, what am I scared of most? I was really scared of the camera. So then Manish said this is happening, and then I thought he was pulling my leg. And then of course, Karan and his team, Mr. Apurv Mehta, we all had a meeting, and then.
So that's how it. Now coming back to your camera fear incident or aspect, there are two ways people react to their internal fears. One, people just avoid that, go away from it. I think one of the winning attitudes is what you have. You face
Jumped into it.
You overcome it, and then finally actually become better in what you would have feared to be not so good.
For me, it was like, okay, I faced the camera, and then I would order these books which said how to pose like a 50s star. And I would see all these videos, and then
all by yourself.
Yeah, just self-motivated. There's no intention of doing a photo shoot. This is 2018. There is no offer of anything, or my Instagram is private. There is nothing. Okay, like my friends say, oh, listen, will you do a shoot for us? Are you mad? Not at all. No chance. And then I read somewhere that you have to romance the camera. So the camera has to be your lover. So you have to make the camera fall in love with you. So I said, okay, now how does one do that? So
you never reached out to someone who's an expert there, someone who could mentor you. You never did that.
Like my son says, like I have a doctor phobia. Actually, I just like my son will say, listen, why don't you take professional help? I said, I know everything, Robin. I know everything. So mom, you should go see a doctor. I was like, but Robin, I'm fine. I'm treating myself. Robin's like, Mom, you really need to take professional help for so many things. But for me, it's like, I also have trust issues. So I don't trust people. So I like to do things myself. I want to make my own mistakes. I want to learn on my own. See, I had a teacher who taught me painting till I was 17, and then he passed away, Mr. Pishambar Khanna. I was 18, 19 when he passed away. And he was my last teacher. After that, like whatever he taught me, I don't think I can learn from anyone else. I've been self-taught, whatever I've learned post that. So your student can only be as good as you are, right? a student can never excel the master.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I did not want to have a master.
That's also fine. Normally what happens, like for instance, if you take the Indian cricket team, the coaches were not the legends always.
Yeah.
The people
but
who
they produce legends.
They produce legends. So you need not, what you said, that you can at the most be as good as your
also
coach.
You have to understand that I had my son at the age of 20. I never had the luxury of going to a class from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. So I had to self-study. So my entire last 28 years, my son is now 28, has been, I used to learn every night. My son went to sleep at 9 o'clock, and then I would, either read, and I would order books online and study. So that's what it has been.
Marriage conducive to your dreams, or it came in as an impediment to your dreams?
If I would have not married my husband, I would have not met Karan Johar.
Maybe you can become a reality show host where you play yourself.
So somebody came and said, we should do a talk show where you invite celebrities. So I said, sure, we'll do a talk show where I invite celebrities and we'll talk about me. I have no interest in their lives.
You're talking about so many shortcomings of you.
I know myself, I'm very addictive and I'm very obsessive.
If you have to take a call, like looking back, was marriage conducive to your dreams, or it came in as an impediment to your dreams? If you had any dream.
I wouldn't know if things are conducive or not conducive.
As far as your profession and career is concerned.
If I would have not married my husband, I would have not met Karan Johar. I don't know if that's conducive or not, but maybe I never wanted to be an actor. In school.
Now you want to be an actor?
The thing is, I don't know if I can learn the lines. It's tough to be an actor. It's a lot of hard work.
Okay.
It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of. I don't know if I can learn lines and if I can emote. When I see these people, it's like a lot of how they're emoting, and I can play myself.
They say that
I can play myself. So if anyone has a role there.
They say that, that's easy. They say
That's
that
easy.
actors lie for a living because they make you believe what they're not.
Yeah.
So maybe you're saying that that's not what you're cut out to.
So also it's like, when the reason I stopped painting was because I was always painting beautiful pictures. Artists draw from pain, right? And that's why those paintings are so powerful. And when I started drawing from pain or from stuff like that, then you fall into a different zone in your mind, right? Because you're constantly drawing on the wound.
Right.
And so as an artist, I did not want to draw on the pain, and I didn't want to paint pretty pictures. So it's the same with an actor. If your actor is going to draw out from pain, and then are they able to come out of that depression and be functional with their family and society? Maybe yes, but I don't think I have the strength to play a certain character and then come out of it. My problem is, it's not, I don't think it's a problem. I know myself, I'm very addictive and I'm very obsessive. So that's why I do so many things, so that I just don't get obsessed with one thing.
So coming back here now, looking at that you have hit the pinnacle, almost came to the limelight with this show, and you don't want to become an actor. So couple of options that come in front of you is that maybe you can become a reality show host where you play yourself, or maybe you understood the nuances of content creation. Maybe you go into content creation. Is that thought keeping you awake at night, that what is it that how you can leverage the springboard that you are on now, right now?
So I'm actually very keen to do a talk show, but I need to be also matured enough to understand, because there's so many issues that I don't understand.
And you have to understand yourself. You won't take the learning from anybody outside.
Yeah. So there's somebody came and said, we should do a talk show where you invite celebrities. So I said, sure, we'll do a talk show where I invite celebrities and we'll talk about me. I have no interest in their lives. So the production team was like, honestly, it's not exciting for me.
So you don't want to get into where the producers had? Where you create content.
I think I could because I tend to micromanage, I think a producer's hat
You're
would be...
talking about so many shortcomings of you.
But the thing is that if I do production, I'll be like a mad producer. Like, I don't want to do that because I know what will happen, that, you know, I'll not neglect my health. I know I'm very obsessive. So that's why I keep this restraint on things that I do. That's why I do a lot of things that, you know, my entire energy doesn't go on.
So how will the new generation or the generations of women, if they take inspiration from you, if they see the show, they will have to have a takeaway, right? What they have learned, how Shalini has inspired them.
So I think, so, you know, you have to do your duties. So I'm a great believer of karma. I'm a great believer of, if you're born in a certain city, if you're born in a certain family, it is because that, you know, that was your destiny. And you, suppose if I was born a dog, right? I would have a different karma. I would be like to take care of my owner and be the best dog I can be. But if I'm born in Delhi as a girl, as an Indian, what is the best duties that I have to do in this birth, right?
Okay.
So I believe that. So I do my duties as a citizen of this country, as a Delhiite, as a good daughter-in-law, a good wife, a good mother, a good neighbor, and of course I have my work.
One, of course, I asked you that question. You have a very supportive husband who could publicly say that you're the queen and he's serving you, which I feel should be the spirit for every man. So that one understands that if you want to go for something, you have the complete support of your family, which often come as impediments for women. Now, let me just see that I understood every word that you said. I also understand the predicament that you have. Like, you never had a mentor, you never wanted to learn from people. You dealt with your problem yourself, you delved into it, you figured out the solutions yourself. It's a great quality. I just want to spend some time on this, that at the inflection point that you are in, is there something specific, not about the way you are, not about living in a city, not about things that are happening, not about what you do as a mother or a wife or a daughter-in-law. I'm saying in the arena of work, because I come from that school of thoughts. It might be a little mundane. I believe that you are what you do.
Yeah.
You are what your work is.
Yeah.
Now, would Shalini Passi be looking at something?
Okay, so I would love to do, say, a role, you know, for maybe a film which is set in during the partition or the British rule.
And you don't want to get into production. You don't want to create that.
Not right now.
Notwithstanding the fact that you are a very finicky producer.
Not right now, because right now I just want to be more free. I just want to, like, you know, just be, you know, doing different things. Because I think that is a very binding job and it's a lot of responsibility for a lot of people. And I would just like maybe want to make films on Indian women artists.
So basically, you're looking at film as a medium of communication,
yes,
as a medium of messaging,
yes,
where you want to take up meaningful subjects which are close to your heart,
yeah,
you can relate with. So that's, I believe that it's quite fair because something big has come your way. It put you on the pinnacle, and then from there, you take your time, you evaluate your options, and then figure out.
He had told me not to do the series.
He told you not to do the series?
Yeah, he told my mother also. He says she has no idea. She doesn't watch television. She lives in her own world.
What's that incident about that artist who you stood outside his house under the rain till the time he agreed to design a table for you? I'm just curious to know. Now, you've never been involved with your husband's business, right? That's the two different worlds.
No, never. Because that was never my strong point.
That is never your strong point. You hated maths, I got to know. And you were talking to someone, actually, unless and until you put things in numbers, I struggle to understand. So,
yeah, and so Robin is...
Robin has gone into his dad's business.
Yeah.
He still instigates or advises you or suggests you the kind of things that you should do? like meeting the doctors and all?
According to him, he had told me not to do the series.
He told you not to do the series?
Yeah, he told my mother also. He says she has no idea. She doesn't watch television. She lives in her own world. She has no idea. She has not watched anything. So he's like, no more classes for you, no more art classes for you, no more design class. Now I have to watch this. This is your homework.
What's that incident about that that artist who you stood outside his house under the rain till the time he agreed to design a table for you? I'm just curious to know.
So this Arush also, we had emailed him, and then this was way back in 2006 or 7. And this is in Belgium.
You went to Belgium only to meet him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And because he's quite old, and then they don't have the culture.
He's no more, right?
He's,
Yeah, he passed it.
Yeah. So I was waiting outside the studio with the umbrella, and it was like winter rain. And then then studio girl came, and then he came, and he's just, so he did not understand English at all. And so I drew for him assistant. I've come from India, and the girl was translating, his studio assistant. She said, he's come from India, and he's like, oh, he said, we are so sorry we missed your email. And I said, I'm very keen for you to design something for my home. So she's like, he's not taking orders anymore because he's already very old, and he's, booked for the next 3-4 years. And so then after that, he said, you know what, I'll make it for her. She's come all the way from India. And then he designed a beautiful table, and I have it, and it's got beautiful malachite on it. And the only thing, like he said, just the fact that you know so much about my work. And I had a file of his work, and he said, he says, I have not understood anything you've said, but the very fact, the way you are explaining my own work to me, it's like, it's been so emotional that anybody who's living in India is so interested in my work and everything. So he created a beautiful table, and I still have it. So
good. Why I brought this up, because you were very generous about pointing out shortcomings in yourself. I have seen your other interactions here also. You are very generous and you're very upright, which is, according to me, is a winning attitude. A lot of people become very, very defensive about their limitations, their shortcomings. So that I give it to you that you are very upright about it, forthright about it. Now this one shows your perseverance, that you are not ready to take no as an answer once you know something.
Yeah, because they never replied to the emails.
That's right. So then you landed up there, you waited. So it's not very normal. So that you have to credit, you have to credit yourself. Like once you set out to get something, you would leave no stone unturned to get that. So that is a huge quality. Now my, if you call it an advice or suggestion, whatever it is, what I understood from this interaction is that this big thing, that Fabulous Lives and Bollywood Wives, which has catapulted you to the limelight, it more or less just happened. But I think universe connives to make things happen for people with right attitude.
Yeah.
But maybe my submission or suggestion to you would be that take a step back, leverage on that success, and whatever you wish to do, you're not chasing anything materialistic, but whatever you choose to do, contributing back to the society, creating art, creation, all these things can be made in a more planned way, so that you don't let it happen, you make it happen. So you might just would like to consider that, and I'm sure that you would, once you step back and do your thinking, which you are a self-learner, I'm sure that something much larger would come out in future, and millions of women would draw inspiration from that.
Thank you.
She's been there, done that, and now she's set for the big leap. On Duologue Next, I explored the real mind of the real star, Shalini Passi. Is self-discovery a big calling, or will cinema and OTT define her next gig? Let's dream her future together.